Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS and Borsog Trader. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back KS family and the Borsog clan. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently up 6.56% to 23,518. Ethereum is up 1.54% to 1571. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth in the process. What we do at the start of every video, I take you on a very quick ride through the crypto sectors. This helps you understand what the crypto market is doing each and every day. It's really valuable information. And we can see that DeFi, TVL or total value locked, has increased 7.94%, whoa, up to $86.25 billion. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. Please consider sharing and liking this video, and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as a part of our globally extended KS family. Thank you very much for tuning in. I love sharing this time together. When we look across the crypto market, there are always opportunities, and that's what we live for when we Borsog. Borsog is buying on red, selling on green. It's starting really small and scaling. And I would like to congratulate each and every one of the community members who have done so well. I'm just so incredibly proud of you. Rule 570, psychology sets profitability. It can be really difficult to do this, but please do not let the market control your emotions. Many people feel really happy when the market is green and feel really depressed when the market is red. What I'm seeking to do each and every day, 7 days a week, is to help you to see the smart money mindset. Smart money doesn't get emotional about the market. They're independent of the market. How do you get to this mythical level when you're not impacted by red or green? We have the CTKS Creed, which is priming us for profitability in the crypto market. And you can just say this for yourself: I is you. You know what I mean. I know the universe wants me to succeed. Every day I show kindness, integrity, and gratitude. I know opportunities in life reset daily. I am worthy. I go slow to go fast. I start small and scale with Borsog. Life pullbacks give me strength for the next life rally. I am dedicated and committed. I win or learn and never blame. Affirmations and how you think is one thing, but you also need the knowledge. What we do inside the masterclass, where crypto technical analysts are trained, first thing we do is to mark up our charts with the CTKS method. Then we check the stock markets and world events, collecting probabilities outside the crypto market, because it really matters. Outside market influences will always impact on crypto. That's why we need to understand them. The next thing we do is go inside the crypto market, find the market's focus, understanding that opportunities reset daily, and it's critical to enhance pattern recognition. But before we buy or sell, and there's so many ways to do that, and Borsog just combines those different methodologies already. What we actually do is that we focus on mastering our emotional control. That's rule 734. This is really important, or else the market plays havoc with your emotions. Emotions can make you buy when you should sell, and sell when you should buy. A CTKS family member reached out and said, Ken, look at Wallet 3. Wallet 3 is doing some bad stuff here. It's just literally falling off the cliff. Does this mean we're going to get a massive dump? And this is a really good point. I shared this with a select number of people inside the community, and they came back with very good answers. But what I want you to do is pay particular attention to when a drop-off like this has occurred. We had one here back in basically February. Now what do we see here? A big drop-off. This gray line is actually the price of Bitcoin. this grey line underneath, what do we actually see? Big drop off accompanied by a rally. What about this decrease? That was a stepped decrease. So when we look, what's price doing? Oh, it's going up. What about here with the fall? Price is going up too. So we've got 3 instances where price went up. But what about this fall off here? What did price do? Yeah, it went up again. What about this step down? What was price doing? It was stepping up. Okay, but what about this decrease, this spike down? What happened? Price was falling. So what do we think can happen here? We've seen a very big decrease, and on Twitter where this was being shared, there was a lot of panic around. People were actually saying, oh no, this whale has sold, or she has sold, their wallet, and therefore it's all over, Armageddon, everything is going to melt. And of course, what we do as crypto technical analysts, we're independent. We look into it. We don't buy what other people say. We actually do our research. And so when I shared this, I just shared my marked up chart and had some really good responses. Sandra said this could be a rebalancing. So for example, this period here could be some kind of rebalancing. Beardy said it could be tax loss harvesting. Erin said there was an article that was put out that this actual wallet could be an exchange wallet and not a whale wallet. Erin also said this particular wallet, if it was a whale wallet, may be actually just accumulating funds. Oscar pointed out that these sell-offs were often near bottoms, and that's a pretty good point. Not so much with point 4, but we could say yes, definitely point 1, point 2, point 3, close with 4 and close with 5. Really good observation, Oscar. Oscar also noted that there was a sell down and a reaccumulation. Sell down, reaccumulation, sell down, reaccumulation. Potentially just selling to buy back at a lower price, potentially. But we know the price actually took off in these occasions. But it's still a really good point. And these large wallets, if it is a whale, whales have a very long-term perspective. They are accumulating. And Edwin talked about, is this a continuously reliable signal? Very good points, everyone. And I always appreciate people getting back to me with their views. And I always love to acknowledge people. One thing that I see in this particular chart, first thing, just a thought process. If you're looking at something and there's a big drawdown or a big shift in the chart, see if you can find where that happened previously and what the comparative analysis is over those periods. Seeking shorter time frames to compare is generally a good idea because the market conditions have changed dramatically this year. Please let me know what you think. Do you think this big move down in wallet number 3 signifies either a rally or a reduction in price? And what is your logic behind that as well? This is all part of active learning. The more active you are at your learning, the more the market will reward you. Rule 225, Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. What do we see with fear? Fear came down out of the market, and now what is it doing? It's basing. What happened to the NASDAQ 100? It absolutely rallied, but you can see it's got a bit of a rejection for this particular resistance line. In that sense, it's coming into resistance at the moment. What about bond prices? Bond prices have lost their support. What about they're under resistance? What about bond yields? They're broken away from their resistance, turned it to support, and are now on the way up. What about gold? Gold is just basing. It's getting close to changing of trend. What about the dollar, the DXY? It's been melting down since we first pointed out that it had actually lost its uptrend right around here, around the 16th, so about 4 days ago. And what do we notice about oil? It's starting to actually make its run. This is very early, but the chart is telling us what is going on. What about the junk bonds? Junk bonds give you an idea of very high risk investment. After all, they're bonds, So they're investment vehicles, but they're junk. Literally, they're junk. So basically, if people want to pay more and more for junk, hey, risk is back on the table. Masterclass students, you'll get my live chart in TM6. The next FOMC meeting is in 7 days. And what do we see from yesterday? The probability of a 100 basis point increase has actually increased from 29.1% yesterday up to 35.6% today. And what about yesterday? The probability of a 75 basis point increase was 70.9% yesterday. Today, it's 64.4%. It's interesting to note that a month ago, the probability of a 100 basis point increase in this particular cycle was at 0%. This is the key table to keep your eye on. Rule 45, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. Just like the fear gauge of the stock market impacts price, also the Crypto Fear and Greed Index is a really good indicator if people are fearful or if they're optimistic. And you can see that the price of Bitcoin recently has been rallying and rallying strongly. What does this mean about the fear inside the market? The fear was very, very high, and it's starting to get less and less and less. Currently, the Crypto Fear and Greed Index is 30. Let's analyze this like we analyzed Wallet 3. When you see the price coming up like this and this big spike in optimism, it's a reduction in fear. It's kind of the inverse. When did we see these kind of things before? This is not really applicable because it didn't base and shoot up like a kind of a lightning bolt. This kind of did, and it's reasonably associative. So what happened to price in there? What we saw was price came up and then just shot up, came back to this particular resistance level, which would be the same as price shooting up to around $28,500 if this particular pattern played out that was there in towards the end of July. What about another pattern, say this pattern, which is coming up? If it did that, we have a short little spike up and it reached a resistance level, which we don't have that resistance level right now. So the probability of that happening is pretty low. What about this? This is probably more akin to what we're seeing. Up and down, up and down. What happened here? If the Crypto Fear and Greed Index gets above 30, what are we noticing? A push up, a very strong push up, leveling off, push up and breaking down. Remember, price is always moving in a wave. So what do we anticipate from the probabilities of this? Please do the active learning. Let me know in the comments. It's pretty clear from this chart, but it's only clear if you make it real to yourself. That's why active learning is so critical. Just pop a comment down on what you think will happen. Now, you may have a specific pattern in mind. Please always use Borsog ANF. Think about the three-way or three-dimensional decision making. What if price goes against you, goes nowhere, or goes for you? Consider the going against first, the neutral or nowhere second, and the for you third. This will actually give you a lot of capability inside the market. Remember, you control the trade, but the market controls the return. And the market doesn't know you. It doesn't know your hopes, fears, and dreams. It doesn't know anything about you, and it never will. It's just a market. I say this because it doesn't matter what happened in the past. You must treat the market as not knowing you. Sometimes a trade will go for you, and then it will keep on going. And when it does, you just say, oh, okay, that's fine. I sold out, but it kept on going. That's all right. You get it next time. Looking at Bitcoin's price right now, it's 23,400, just wobbling around there. Now, this is not very helpful to us. What are the support lines? What are the resistance lines? Oh, glad you asked. Let's have a look. We can see here that we're coming up to resistance, and price is actually rejecting that resistance at the moment. This is what happens when resistance is encountered. It's like a barrier. It slows down or reverses price. But price, if it has enough momentum, can get through and seeks to move to the next resistance level. And one thing that we notice if we actually zoom out here, there's not a lot of resistance above this particular figure. So price could indeed move very, very quickly if the smart money allows it. And we always have to think that, because the Bitcoin chart is just a chart. When you actually look at markets, you have to interpret the emotional nature of buying and selling. Literally, price is emotion in motion. As crypto technical analysts, we always seek to stack probabilities, and inside the masterclass, we do deep dives on where you can find data. And what are we actually seeing here? We can see that Bitcoin has been on a rampage. It's been rallying very, very strongly. Now, what could the options market tell us about what derivatives traders are expecting? Let's check it out. And we understand that this is a guide, not a rule. We're actually looking at Max Pain. We can see that Max Pain levels were holding price very, very well. And if you're a regular viewer, you would know that the Max Pain has been doing a fantastic job. But what do we also know? Max Pain can hold the price to a degree, but then things can start to take off. And what happens when they get overheated? What happens when we lose a particular support line or it turns to resistance? We'll get a wave down. So you're always seeing alterations in the Max Pain price. What do we actually see today? So we can see that the Max Pain price is coming up to 23,000. Yesterday it came up as well to 22 from 21.5, and yesterday the Max Pain price for today was 22.5. Now it's 23. What about the Max Pain price for tomorrow? It's actually even more. It's 23,500. But what is the Max Pain price for the end of the month? It's 23,000. So just bear these things in mind. What does that actually mean? So what we can see is Max Pain is increasing when the price increases, and we've seen this before. Max Pain also decreases when the price decreases, trying to catch up. Why does this happen? Well, because the derivatives market the options market is really fluid. The traders are in there just changing around all their puts and calls, so therefore the Max Pain price closes out at different levels. Sometimes you'll see Max Pain very, very high like this, but does price get up there? No, it doesn't. So you just got to always be aware. Max Pain is a guide, but not a rule. In the comments, please let me know, and this is all part and format of active learning. It's so important that you actively learn. If you passively sit back and go, oh, that's nice, that's nice, that's nice. It's like, for example, if you're learning to dance the salsa, and you've never danced before. You can see the instructor up there with a fellow student, and they're just salsering around all over the place. And you say, I can do that, that's so easy. Then the instructor says, okay, your turn next. And you've never danced before. And you say, I got this, I'm so confident, I saw them. And then you get out onto the dance floor and you can't dance. Oh well, not the way that the instructors have been showing other students dancing. So just bear in mind that when you actively participate, you're going to make it. You're going to be much, much better off. And with crypto, you really need to be active. And masterclass students, you'll get my live chart in TG34. Let's have a look at the longs and the shorts. What are the longs and shorts doing? They're both fleeing the market. They're coming down in a relative basis. The longs are coming out. The shorts are coming out. Everybody is coming out. What are they up to? One thing that I know, the shorts are starting to consolidate. We may see a bit of a spike upwards. Why do I say that? Because I see a consolidation pattern. It's nearly over resistance. And when we look at the longs leaving the market, they're very much leaving the market, and they've not changed their mind about that. What this could potentially tell us is that basically the longs and the shorts are expecting, they're not very committed at the moment, but the shorts are getting more committed than the longs. We may see a bit of a spike up here like this, potentially. So what we can see at the moment is this resistance level at level F, which is 23,551, has been holding fairly strong. Do we get a down wave to resistance, to a support line at level E 22647 to gain enough strength to push through this level F? Potentially. Do we get a further leg down to D 21825? Potentially as well. We could also go up and exceed level F. Please let me know in the comments where you think we're going. Also, just to inform you, the next real level of resistance is up at 27616. So if we do clear this 23551, and the sellers are not going to want that, all the shorts will try to defend this level and this level to the absolute best of their ability. What could potentially happen? The shorts could come back into the market and the longs could come in really hard. We've seen them come out of the market. That could cause a very big short spike, a short squeeze that could take us up to 27. Always have your against, nowhere, and for your ANF levels in your mind. That is your 101 risk management strategy, and that applies not to a specific trade only, but your entire portfolio. Forewarned is forearmed, and you should be doing this no matter what price is doing. Please let me know, where do you think price is going? Is it going to a letter, going to a number, and which one? It's all part of your active learning. The more active learning you do, the more you will reap in the market. Let's have a look at the liquidations, and we can see the liquidations are about 300 million across nearly 72,000 positions. And when we look at total liquidations across the past 24 hours, about 51% were long liquidations. Have a look at the past 12 hours, about 55% short. What about the past 4 hours? 52% short, going down. What about the past hour? 94% longs. The longs are simply getting hit at the moment. Oh, poor old longs. We can see we're reaching a bit of a crossroad. We've basically got 50-50 short and long liquidations at the moment. And you can see the shorts, as we saw by the number of Bitcoin shorts, margin shorts in the market, they're starting to level out. Maybe the shorts are going to have another go at trying to bring price down. They may succeed short term, but maybe not. So we always keep our ANF strategy against, neutral, and for. That's part of our three-dimensional decision making. And you always remember that little three-way boy. That's this little guy. He's always thinking, I've got to decide what I do if price goes for me, against me, or goes nowhere. Always make those in advance probabilistic choices. Don't let the market catch you off guard. Let's have a look at the greatest gainers and greatest losers in the past 24 hours. Flow up 15.4%, Waves 13.3% up, Phantom 12.2% up, XEM 11.4% up, Mina nearly 9% up, Atom Cosmos 8.4% up, and Zilliqa a little over 8% up. What about the greatest losers over the past 24 hours? Ethereum Classic, this is just the top 100. Ethereum Classic down by 10.58%. Steppen GMT down by 9.53%. Curve 9.18% down. Arweave 8% down. LDO nearly 8% down as well. Matic 3.85%. And CVX Convex Finance 5.2% down. Enhancing your pattern recognition is a vitally important skill to have in crypto. Let's have a look at Bitcoin's price. We can see it's cleared a variety of different resistance levels. Remember that Bitcoin, if it can get over this particular resistance, is going to rally up strongly, if that is the case. But never FOMO into anything. Price is always moving in a wave. It goes up, it comes down, it goes up, it comes down, it goes up, it comes down, it goes up. Sometimes it goes more up, but often it comes down as well. We can see that Ethereum is stronger than Bitcoin at the moment, and we notice that because the blue line is underneath Ethereum's price action to quite a degree. What about Binance Coin? Binance Coin is a lot stronger than Bitcoin's gravity, and this is what we expect. When Bitcoin goes up or goes down, the alts under or overperform, and this is what we're always looking for. XRP stronger than Bitcoin. ADA, Cardano, has been quite weak, but you can see it's still following Bitcoin's gravity. Solana, much stronger. Doge, stronger. DOT, just pretty much smack bang on Bitcoin's gravity. We've seen that ADA and DOT have been quite weak recently, but the weak become strong and the strong become weak. This is crypto. Things can turn on a dime. Thank you everybody for your comments in yesterday's video, and of course all the other videos as well. Norbert said, yeah, I woke up this morning and I was so excited. I had delayed fills on orders that I had completely forgotten. It's wonderful. And now I have some more reserves for borsogging on the volatility. I hope everybody is doing well. Finally, after starting with small coffee money, my cups are growing slowly but steadily. Norbert, you're a legend. And well done to the whole family on your borsogging. I've seen so many different shares on social media and inside the Discord group. I'm so proud of everyone. It's just beautiful to see. And to Oscar. Oscar says, I'm very grateful for how you've changed my outlook on markets and life. That's very beautiful. Thank you, Oscar. And Oscar says, the wave of red I would expect towards the end of the week or even after the weekend to unload on retail right before the next rate hike dump. Thank you for sharing, Oscar. And Nenad, this is a great time in the market to learn. Yes, it is, my friend. It's awesome. And the truth, Nenad, is that you never stop learning because the markets are continuously changing their character. There's so much to keep abreast of and on top of. Let's have a look at the metaverse charts, and we can see Decentraland, Mana. Look at this big spike up. Kind of reminds us of this big spike up. Let's have a look at Sand. Big spike up. This one is just starting, but getting over resistance. That's really, really good. What about Ape? Ape is going for it, but you can see it's heading into resistance at the moment. What about Stacks? Look at that spike up. When you get spikes up, what does that mean? Please let me know in the comments. What about WaxP? Moving in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity, but it's weaker. Engine Coin is stronger, and look, it's coming up to resistance and clearing these previous highs. Just tipping above that at the moment. What about Theta? Theta is really, really choppy, but it's certainly got over a level of resistance. It's rallying at the moment in terms and in accordance with Bitcoin's gravity as well. What about Axie? It's moving in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity. Notice that previously it was greater, had a greater translation. Before, it had a greater translation to the downside, then a greater translation to the upside, and now it's in synchronization. Just something to keep your eye on. Thank you to Dreamsick for your very kind comment. Ken, love how you frame risk management as an actionable set of questions to ask every time we trade, and this is really important. I talked about what kind of risk management do you think Michael Saylor and Max Kaiser have, two notorious Bitcoin maxis. Dreamsick said, risk is different for each individual and usually a very private matter. Saylor and Kaiser, they're almost like religious zealots at this moment in time. Personally, I find them entertaining, but it's very dangerous to have their rigid thinking. Very good comment, my friend. And thank you to Edwin. If a man will begin with certainties, or it could be a woman, he or she shall end in doubts. But if they will be content to begin with doubts, they will end with certainties. Absolutely brilliant, Edwin. Edwin says, I had filed a divorce with Miss FUD, fear, uncertainty and doubt, months ago, and trading is fun now. Thank you, Ken, for moving all of us into Zone 4. Every day is a new opportunity. We never miss out. And you're so right, Edwin. And Edwin says, practice scaling in and out with a reasonable % gain. We will never go broke as long as we take our gains consistently. That's really, really good advice. Thank you, my friend. And thank you, Steve. Wise words, Ken. Your repeated emphasis on emotional mastery is so vitally important. Thank you. And thank you for not charging by the hour. Not sure I could afford it. Oh, Steve, you're so funny. And thank you to Meditative. I love Ken's definition of a breakup. A break upwards as you are moving upwards in life. Meditative always has some really good things that she puts in the comments. Well done, MM. What is Michael Saylor and Max Kaiser's risk management on Bitcoin? Up and sideways hold, down, buy. Very nice, my friend. I asked the question, what is your risk strategy? Meditative said, only trade with money I can afford to lose. When price goes up, I take profits at layers of resistance going up. When price goes down, I buy at layers of support going down. When price goes sideways, I reduce my take profit margins to continue recycling my funds. My trading strategy is always adjusting for market conditions. Well done, my friend. And this is what the masterclass teaches. Your risk management must be personal, but there are certain guiding principles. Selling at resistance and buying at support is a very, very intelligent thing to do. But not every resistance level and not every support level. There's much more knowledge required to do it effectively. Let's have a look at file sharing. We can see Filecoin just heading up to resistance level at the moment. Arweave has really broken out. Coming back for a retest of this now support area would be very, very healthy. HOT or Holo is very similar to Filecoin, but just a little bit weaker. You can see the different dynamics playing out. And Storage did a monster rally, and it's just consolidating, and it's just broken over a resistance, seeking to take out the 81.76 mark and then the 93.13 mark if we have continued positive momentum. And don't forget, even Bitcoin can come down and some cryptos will just keep on rallying. So bear that in mind. You're always on the lookout for those. That's why I go through so many alts with you. I want to give you so many perspectives on how you can make money. And there are always opportunities in crypto. Anchor, look at Anchor, just bolting away at the moment. But always beware of these very, very sharp spikes. When they go vertical like this, you're probably going to get into something like this that then retraces. They're very nice to sell, not so much to buy, but there are exceptions to that rule as well. Sia Coin is going really, really nicely. It got above this level of resistance and this level of resistance. If we get a retracement, if we get a down wave to consolidate at support, that is actually really healthy. That means the gains will be sustainable, or else they'll just blow out and blow off. And we don't want that. We want sustainable gains. Let's have a look at Flux getting above its resistance level. And what about Ocean, still under resistance at the moment? Thank you, Vincent, for your comment. I've made some Borsog profits. Woohoo! Awesome! I'm not certain, Ken, but I suspect markets to head up until bad news. Possibly the Fed meeting or GDP data next week. And Art said, very profitable week trading, but what's next? Price moves in waves, so I'm waiting for the next wave at the moment. We love to surf the waves. We're crypto price surfers. And thank you to Rajat. Rajat said, I would like to acknowledge that since we have started borsogging with coffee money, so many community members, myself included, are looking forward to the market volatility and not dreading it anymore. Price moves in waves. Woohoo! I'm absolutely so thrilled for you, Rajat, and our beloved extended family as well. It's fantastic. And remember, borsogging is to get you into the synchronization of the market with money that you can afford to lose. That's why I call it coffee money. But what you actually find is that you're getting in synchronization not only with different cryptos, but also the things that will make you more and more profit as you go along. You just start small and scale when the time is right. Life is a marathon and not a sprint. And thank you, Evan in Sydney, for your very kind comment. I think you need to start a masterclass in relationships. Thanks, my friend. And to Badger, thank you, my friend. Badger says, trading with coffee money allows us to learn and gain very valuable experience. Going all in is gambling and leverage trading is unforgiving. Keeping a 10-5-10 fund is good risk management. As a holder, I hated the red, but now as a trader, I love the red. It's a chance to get in on the right side of the percentage. And thank you to everyone that says hi to Kate as well. Kate always sends her love. It's very beautiful of you all. And to JK Secret, I'm getting my dry powder ready for Borsog, getting the cash ready. Made some awesome sogs the past 24 hours. Woohoo, my friend, awesome. So I'm ready for the next red days. Bring it! And to Austin, just have to say I love the KSO analysis portion. It's a chance to check yourself and continually focus on a new mindset and path for your crypto journey. You could make 10 decent trades and one bad one and feel horrible, but it's okay. The CTKS creed tells us, I win or learn. Beautiful, Austin. And of course, happy birthday, my friend. And thank you, Flo, you're a legend. And having a look at the community favorites, Synthetics doing really well. It's got above a level of resistance. It's being supported, but just starting to lose a bit of steam now. Why is that? Because Bitcoin is starting to lose a bit of steam as well. But always remember, Bitcoin can retrace, but a certain number of cryptos will go in the opposite direction. We love finding them. They're really good for borsogging. Let's have a look at CRO, above resistance. What about Secret? Above resistance as well, and the next resistance level is 1686, so there could be some good upside in this. But remember, always up and down, up and down, up and down. Secret is really spiky. And talking about spiky, check out Nexo. Nexo just went for it and then collapsed. And this is what we see all the time in crypto. When people come from the stock market or Forex, they expect gradual price momentum. Oh man, it's not like that in crypto. Crypto is crazy. It can go up and down. Well, it can go down 50, 60, even 80% within a month, and it can rally hundreds of percent in a month as well. Talking about that, look at Steam. Look at this enormous spike here that went just like into the heavens. You can see what followed it. It just collapsed backwards. This is crypto, and if you're borsogging, you can take profit on those kind of spikes. In fact, they're beautiful to do. EGLD, we can see overcome levels of resistance, consolidating around this particular resistance level. That's not a bad chart, actually. It has more, if you like, consolidation power than many of these others. Does that mean it's just going to rally up? We know the answer to that question. It depends on what Bitcoin does. IOTA is just partying at the moment, seeking to get above this resistance level. Not quite there yet, but is really trying. Steam, as we said before, spiky, very spiky. But we love those spikes. And LDO, very spiky as well. And look at this momentum. And if you're borsogging and you manage to catch one wave but you miss the next and the next and the next, that can get incredibly frustrating. But don't worry about it. It's just all part and parcel of the learning process. You either win or you learn, but you never blame. And especially be kind to yourself, but also be kind to others. It doesn't matter if you miss out, because there are always opportunities and they always reset every single day. Personally, I'm finding the market a little bit overextended, so I don't mind getting some dry powder. And it's not a bad idea to have dry powder at any time, because we just are in and out of the market at the present time with Borsog. Borsogging is all about buying to sell. You just do it at spot. You don't use leverage because you don't need to. You've seen some of the spikes in some of those cryptos. And we know that opportunities reset daily. Crypto is an incredible industry, an incredible market. When you're in, you just don't leave. You just can't go back to the stock market or Forex. It's just so boring in comparison. But of course, the stock market has its place. And Forex has its place as well. It doesn't mean that we just abandon other markets, but I have. Of course, you should do whatever works for you. That's what it's all about in life. And Borsogging is all about getting into synchronization with the market, starting small and scaling, building up your lessons or your lessons. You always learn from your lessons, just like in life. And it is, if you think about losses from a personal nature, we always have to learn from those to see the good part. And when you look back in life, often the most devastating things actually have seeds of greatness buried within them, and they make you who you are today. And without it, you wouldn't be the magnificent person that you are right now. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care, and see you next time. Bye for now.